Welcome to the Recover Yourself podcast. This is Martin John, and yeah, we're here again. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have already seen this episode because I posted it on Friday. Let's talk a little bit about addiction. So much of the world within addiction talks about recovering from, and that's a wonderful place to start. But once you've gotten somewhere with your recovering from, you'll either have to re-engage with that thing that you are recovering from, replace it with another addiction, or you're going to figure out that you want to recover something. And that's something that I want everybody to recover is themselves. I want you to recover who you are. And not who you thought you were when you were younger, when that forced you to use or put you in a position of having pacifiers. Because all of these things, food, our cell phones, and everything that we use to take our attention away from ourselves is a pacifier. We're pacifying ourselves for the time being. And by doing that, we're taking away from ourselves. Now, what we want to do within Recover Yourself, in this whole Recover Yourself method and the portrait work that I do, it's all about seeing the whole you. The you that is a person, like a separate physical person, and then the you that is that spiritual God being, right? Because that is you. That is all you. And when we can start looking at what it is we're recovering, this perfection within ourselves, then we can have a much better outlook on our recovery. Because if we're only looking to recover from, at some point, when we've achieved that to some success, how do we then keep moving forward? It's such a wonderful thing to just explore who you are. And when you explore who you are and you find out that if there's anything out in the world that you don't like, there's something about yourself you don't like, and that is where you start to recover. And that's where you start to recover who you are, that fullness, that wholeness of who you are. And that is what Recover Yourself is. And that's why we start talking about what are we recovering to rather than what are we recovering from. Thank you for listening to the Recover Yourself podcast. I'm your host, Martin John. We have a new podcast every Sunday, and we're talking about recovery as well as mindfulness and mindfulness within recovery. If you have a problem with addiction, please seek help. And when you get yourself into a place where you feel like you're thinking clearly, let's start figuring out what you're recovering. Let's figure out who you are, because seeing yourself is a powerful thing. And my goal and my mission is to help people see themselves honestly, and see themselves within all things. So, once again, I'm Martin John, and this is Recover Yourself.